Double honors to the Apostle GMS that rule of well, and peace, blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect out there. It's tuning in and laboring and having the faith and waiting for the return of our Lord Yahweh Shah. And this is Wisdom of Solomon 1. And this video is going to be on, that old depression, selfish thinking spirit. And what I'm meaning is thinking, your captivity or hell is so, so bad. And one thing I can sit here and say for, one thing I can say for sure is that a lot of times when bros out here are sitting down in the dumps and thinking, their captivity is so bad or their upbringings were so bad, you really need to take heed to, certain jakes that are in Central America, the islands, South America, or jake that's in Israelite foreigners that are in different countries, which, one thing I can say, yes, in America, Jake is pampered. You do so have opportunities here. When you go to certain countries, there is kind of like a strict dictatorship, and you don't have no opportunities. One of the reasons why America, people come here so much and so quickly is they really, see it. Yes, we understand the witchcraft and the sorcery, but the opportunity that people do get and obtain when they come here. And why I say this is, you have a lot of jakes, a lot of men that come in here, a lot of brothers that are in here, and they sit there and they constantly dwell on their hell. They dwell on, their shortcomings. But you gotta understand, due to your hell that you went through and what you had to go through and what you still go through, it ultimately led you into, this truth. And that's just wisdom and certain things that's in those scourges and those those battles that come with being in this truth. But this is Wisdom of Solomon 1:1. It says, love justice, you rulers of the world. Set your mind sincerely on the Lord and look for him with all honesty. Those who do not try to test him will find him. He will show himself to those who trust him. Dishonest thoughts separate people from Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah. And if we are foolish enough to test him, his power will put us to shame. Wisdom will never be at home with anyone who is deceitful or a slave of sin. And this is in the GNT. Everyone who is holy has learned to stay away from deceitful people. He will not stay around when foolish thoughts are being expressed. He will not feel comfortable when injustice is done. And one thing you got to understand as well, this body of ours and this flesh of ours, it tries to make us seem it's a battle, because it'll make it seem like the world. How am I trying to say this? That you like for instance, here in America, yes, you can get an empty feeling at times. Just living in America, if you have a 2010 car, I'm gonna just say it like this: if you have like a car that's not up to date, being here in America, you can feel that you're obligated to get something that's a 2023, even though you have a 2010 car. I'm just using this as an example, and you need to get something better and put yourself in debt just to seem like eye candy, so to speak. So a lot of jakes will sit there and have an apartment or a house or a crib, And also that prosperity doctrine have done this, and just the American mindset of just consumerism and greed and selfish and lust and etc. These things have been pushed into society. So a lot of times we get beside ourselves, and we yearn and we sit there and mope and grope. But really we should be thankful because again, you know, yes, some of us, we all come from different walks of life. And sometimes, we ponder and we dwell on certain things, and then we'll sit there and start moping and groping and thinking, oh man, you know, what I've been through. Man, you're not the only one that's been through something. Fuck out of here, you know? And another thing, too, you got to look at the conditions of Jamaica. Look at the conditions of Haiti. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I've actually been to Dominican Republic, and I actually saw the conditions of the tribe of Levi. And damn it, if, I was like, yo, god damn, a lot of Levites, even in Haiti and even Dominican Republic, they don't have buildings to live in, and I'm meaning they don't have proper living, um, the day to day living um, needs. So like for instance, a lot of Levites I saw in Dominican Republic, they lived in unfinished building, meaning they had the walls up, but you know, they didn't have all the walls. They didn't have a roof. They would have to use leaves and mud, etc. And they didn't have screens for the windows, so I know they were being punished by those mosquitoes. And that when I saw these things, that's one thing I can literally say I never will forget. And that's why a lot of times, sometimes I get beside myself at times, and I remember these things. Growing up in Puerto Rico, my family in Cuba, coming from different poverty, different struggles, and which you literally have like Northern Kingdom women that really have to prostitute. And you have different Jakes in different countries that really just they have no opportunity. But here being in America, you know, yes, it's fucked up, and we have went through our certain things, but Jacob. Again, Jake forget about a lot of things which we are really blessed of. From first and foremost, us knowing that we are Hebrew Israelites in this truth. So it says, verse 6, wisdom is a spirit that is friendly to people, but she will not forgive anyone who speaks against Yahweh Bashem Rashah. For Yahweh knows our feelings and thoughts and hears our every word. Since the Lord's Spirit fills the entire world and holds everything in together, she knows every word that people say. No one speaks wickedly will escape notice. Sooner or later, he will receive just punishment. The intentions of ungodly people will be closely examined. Their words will be reported to the Lord, and then they will get the punishment that their wickedness deserves. Yahweh would tolerate no challenge, and since he hears everything, you cannot hide your complaining from him. So be sure that you do not go around complaining. It does no good, and don't engage in bitter talk. The most secret thing you say will have the consequences, and lying will destroy your soul. So, some you need to really take heed and really get it together. As a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look up some images, poverty in Jamaica. And I'm gonna just look up some images, and there's brothers even in Jamaica that can attest to these things. You go to certain places in Jamaica, you got Jake that really live like this, man. You know, before Jake can sit there and cry and bitch and want to complain about every fucking thing, you need to really take heed of certain things, man. I mean, goddamn, you got what do you say, dishwasher? Not dishwashers. Um, what the fuck you call it? Washer and dryers. Back in the day, maybe roughly in our grandparents' ages, you had to hang up your clothes, but now you have washers and dryers, and you have actual laundry mats, man. Let's look at poverty in Haiti. Damn, it's raining. Let's look at poverty in Haiti. You know, there's a lot of things going on amongst the world. Let's see, poverty in Cuba. Yeah, according to a 2022 report from the Cuban Human Rights Observatory, 72% of Cubans live below the poverty line. 21% of Cubans who live below the poverty line frequently go without breakfast, lunch, or dinner due to a lack of money. Pensions are among the smallest in the Americas at nine. They make roughly $9.50 a month. So a lot of times before you're crying and and bitching and complaining, just take heed sometimes, man. You know these are some conditions that Jake are living through right now. And you know one thing, and you know another thing about it, they don't have the truth neither. But we have the truth. We have the light. Let me look at poverty in Venezuela. Got a lot of Venezuelans coming over here, man. You know, and my yo, hold on. Let me. This is one of the worst places I've been. Kensington, Philly. Let me got Kensington, Philly. Can I? Yeah, Kensington, Philadelphia. This is one of the places that look at this, man. This is, as the pandemic surges, no one deserves. This is Philly, you know. And I can honestly say that you know, no brother should be crying. You didn't come from you didn't come from this, man. You know, a fucked up area, drug infested, and this is happening modern day right now as we speak. You can look up, type in Philly, Kensington in YouTube, and the images will show. You know, you can go on. Matter of fact, you can go on Charlie Boy. I think it's 303 or 313. And he goes around amongst different hoods in different places and shows, the poverty amongst Jake. So, but this is, just some things to consider before, you know, um, taking the job of the babies. I got a thing. Me and his Jake be talking about. We pretty much say what the fuck the baby's gonna do if you're doing all the crying. So before you start crying and bitching about, your captivity and, I grew up a certain way, you know, I did this and I didn't have this and my mama ain't do this and I mean, hey, let's look at this. Are you still in that predicament right now? Damn, you got the truth. That affliction and that burden that you went through led you to the truth. And now you have understanding. Now the Lord is dealing with you now. So was it really that bad? Like I said, some things to look at, and I didn't even really touch on was really what's going on out here. This is just you know a small thing, but majority of the world, man. Here it is. You in this small box. Basically, you're selfish and you're selfish, man. And you're in your own box. Get beside your fucking self, man. But Lord's will with that. Hey, shalom.